Hello and welcome to Web 101, and in this video of the series I'm going to be doing the HTML side to the login and sign up form. So no CSS today, just going to get that login and sign up form created in HTML and CSS. Sorry, not CSS, just HTML. And then for that we will be obviously, I showed you last time how to download and install Sublime Text. So if you guys have Sublime Text, if you're going to use Sublime Text, feel free to do so. But obviously I'll be using my IDE of choice, which is of course PHP Storm. I have decided to use PHP Storm because that's the IDE that I've been using for quite some time now, and obviously I am very comfortable with that IDE, and I would like to continue using that. As per this tutorial series, everything that can be done in PHP Storm can be done in Sublime Text, and obviously as and when I go along I will give Sublime Text alternatives as much as I can, if and when I remember. But obviously for now I think it should be fine. Okay, so if you want to follow along with me and you want to use use PHP Storm, yes, I can show you how to do it. So if you head over to, and you want to use PHP Storm, if you head over to jetbrains.com. So obviously, I run Linux here, I run Manjaro. So what that means is, well, I'll be doing it slightly different to how you guys will be running. So I'll have to see. We'll have to see. So obviously, depending on your operating system, you can decide. But what I'm trying to say is, so if you head over to tools, you will see PHP Storm right here, which you can go ahead. So obviously you can go ahead and click the download button here, and then obviously it will download the IDE. I'm not going to go through this setup process because that is a bit stupid, because I already have it installed. If you do want to install it the easier way, then obviously you want to go on Toolbox, so Tools and then Toolbox, and then obviously download your respective application for your respective operating system. Because once you've got Toolbox installed, then it's just a matter of just going into Toolbox, which should run. Aha, there we go. So Toolbox is up and running. And then obviously find the IDE PHP Storm, and you can go again. Obviously you can go ahead to install the version that you want to install, or you can go ahead to install it. So basically afterwards it asks you for a product key, which of course you don't have, so which you probably don't have. So you can obtain a product key by obviously buying PHP Storm, but obviously if you're a student, if you okay, so what you can do is, if you head over here, well, here we are with the education licenses. So you can apply for a student license, and then boom. Obviously, you can decide which way you want to, give your student license. So if you're from the UK, just type in your ac.uk email address from your sixth form, college, university of your choice. Fill out this, fill this out too. Obviously saying Denmark right now because obviously I'm in my internship in Denmark, Copenhagen, so obviously that's going to be Denmark right now. But fill out your basic information, and then apply, and then yes, you should be able to get it. Just to prove the fact that it's possible, I have this JetBrains product pack for students, which means I get the whole product pack entirely for free. How nice. I don't have to do a single thing. There are a few things that I've always wondered, like what's the difference between PHP Storm and WebStorm, other than the fact that PHP Storm has PHP built in. Like you don't even need WebStorm. Like everything that WebStorm can do, it can be done in PHP. The only thing that WebStorm offers is just simplicity. That's literally it. It just gives you access to the JavaScript side of stuff. It gives you more JavaScript framework options here, readily available and accessible with fewer clicks than in PHP Storm. But seriously, there's no difference. But nonetheless, so assuming you now have it installed, we can now go ahead to do so. Okay, so first of all, we want to make sure that our server is up and running. Let me just sudo so I'll be right back. Okay, so first of all, as I said, I want to make sure the server's up and running. So if you've just come from the last video, then your server should be up and running. So head over to localhost and your server should be there from last time. Okie dokie. So if you're on Linux like me, then to turn it on, you would just do sudo systemctl, or we can do enable. Rather, actually we'll keep the start. Just start httpd. If I can spell it right. And you want to do start as well MySQL, and then yes, you should be good to go. So as well, if you go right click here, you can go to PHP my admin, and then babbity boom, bibbity bum, you are now good to go. Obviously, you can then sign into here, and then obviously you can check that. Check that as well. Okay, so if you're starting from PHP Storm like me, so what you want to do is you want to create a new project from existing files, and what we're going to do is if you're a Linux user, you can do this because I'm gonna show you how to do it in a second. If you're a Windows user, Windows or Mac user, then you can choose this option, because we know that servers are installed locally, And we know the server files are located elsewhere as well, and the source files are located elsewhere locally too. So go ahead, fill out these informations, or basically where you want stuff to be. You can then obviously fill that out as well, and then then you should be good to go. But obviously my option is this, because I already have alternatively you can do the top one if you prefer, but obviously that's not what I'm doing. I already set my project up in PHP Storm, so I'm going to open that up. Well, I'm going to use this instead. Okay, so let's get going. So we need to build our login system, right? We need to build a front end to it, which is building the HTML side to it so we can actually see it. So let's go ahead and do that. So first of all, give this something like my core site. Doesn't matter what it is. So that's the very first thing that we want to do. Is not necessarily very first thing. So disclaimer: I'm going to be using Emmet, which is my syntax that I'm going to be using to make my page. That gives you stuff like div. You can do stuff like this. That gives you very, very neat stuff. Very, very neat stuff, like so. Obviously, if I remember to spell everything correctly. Obviously, that's not what it is. Very neat. You see what I mean. First of all, we want a div with a class of login sign up, and then we want inside that we want a h2 so that we can actually name it. Want to give it a title, give it a header of login, and then we want to give it a form too, so we can go form. I think we can want to give it a we want to give it a class of main form, and I think that should be it for the form. Nothing else that needs to be done. Nothing else we need to do there for now. And then inside that we want to give it a logo of some sort. So we do that. We're going to give a div logo container. And then inside that, we want to give an image with a class of logo. And we also want to give it an alternative tag, alt type. You know what? Let's do that here. Let's do that here too. So what we're going to do is we're going to say methods is equal to post. Now, the reason why we want to do it this way and say method is equal to post is because when you make a form, if it's a get, there's two ways. There's either a get or a post. If it's a post, it doesn't get shown in the actual browser URL address bar. If it's a get, it gets shown in the URL address bar, which is not quite good if it's going to be stuff like usernames and passwords. That ain't a very pretty picture to be shown to the public. It means that any hacker can just keylog it straight away. Not keylog it, because if it's a keylogger, then obviously using the system anyway. But it just means that it's easy for someone to infiltrate the system. If it's successful and it works, they could put in some sort of script in to make it work. Okay, But for now, we're going to keep it like so. So again, we're going to give it an alternative tag attribute, alt text basically, and give it a logo of suites. Well, name it whatever you want, and then I want to close that. And we want to go up one, and is it up one? I would think so. And we're going to go and do div.container, and then we're going to do, if this works, div just going to label this I'm going to call this form field, and we're going to say label plus input. Anything else? No, but I think that should be multiplied by 2. My bad. And we're going to give it another inputs. And this time we're going to put in type is equal to submit. Aha, so there is the first form. So we now go boom, boom, is it 2 or is it 3? 3. I think it's 4. Div dot sign up. I could be wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. Oops. So again, we're going to give a h2. Sign up. And we're going to do. I'm going to add in a form to it too, and then now this is going to be basically the same. So let me just go ahead and then grab that, because it is literally, instead of me writing it out all over again, why not just paste it in? Because it is literally like, I'm telling you, like, I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, mate, it is literally the same thing. Obviously we can move that dot main form to the front. I would think so. Can I move it to the front? Yep, I can. So yeah, that main form class should be at the front instead. Form. Sweet. Okay, so now we've got the same thing. So instead of it being 2, we want a name, a username, an email, a password, and a retype password. Just these are the basic information that you put for a site. Anything else? We could have an optional one, just to spice it up a little bit, just so you understand the concept of having optional things. Okay, we can actually have a website, company or a website. We'll go for a website, because obviously, so that'd be name, username, email, password, retype password, and website, which would be a total of 6 items. So if you multiply that by 6, and then change this to sign up, I think the form is finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave that blank. We're going to leave the source blank too, because obviously there is no sources that we need. So we're gonna make this for, I think it's a username and email. So user email. I'm gonna call this username / email, and then we're gonna say I'm gonna call it password, because it's the password field. Actually, let's make this login pass for easy sakes, because you know it's a login password, not the password that you put in the actual sign up form. And then there should be a password field. And again, leave that blank, because we're going to talk about that later. Right now we're going to put in blank again, because we have no logo just yet. So what we're going to do is, let's just go in here and type in label pass. First of all, name, leave that blank. I mean, the same basically, because it's just a text field. What we're going to do is we're going to go name, and we're going to put in a little star, I think, star, yep, and then do that instead. Reason for a star, just because simplicity's sake, to notify the user that this is obviously required. We're going to put in the required attribute later, but for now we'll leave it like that. And again, this is username. Leave it the same. Username like so. Well, I'll sort out the spacing, and I'll sort out the spacing for stuff later. Probably might not even need it. Didn't want to get the CSS side. Probably, yeah, but probably best that way. Anyone email. And this time it's a text field of an email, because I'm only looking for emails here, nothing else. Not like where it's a username and an email. I'm going to do that. Yep, see, auto-corrects it for me because it thinks there's no need for space. And this time is when we do something different. We're going to call this signup. This time it's going to be signup pass. This time, again, it is a password field. So we're going to give it a password type of text. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say password instead. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say this one we're going to say is pass, or retype the password, and then again password field, and then we're going to say retype password, And the last one, we're going to call it website. And then this one, there is a URL field, but type, but obviously I'm not entirely sure if that works, but we can try that out. And then lastly, this is going to be of type. I'm just going to give it a website like so. And this time, no asterisks, because this is not required. Now my IDE is going to probably spew a bunch of errors saying that this does not exist. So let's go ahead. So now it's gonna, as I said, so let's add those in. And then yeah, that should literally, I think that should be it. Ooh. Let's just have a look. Let me just minimize this. I have made a mistake. Which can be rectified. So if I just make this div dot, it should have been, I didn't make a login. I didn't make a login tag, a div dot login. I didn't make a div tag to in-house the full form with a h2. You know, so okay, so now we've got that. We can then grab this and then just paste that over there. And then yes. Now I think everything is in order. Let's just sort out that formatting quick. Do it like so. And then bam, it all works now. So now all we need to do, I would think, is to just publish it to the server, local server. So let's just do that now. So follow along if you're a Linux user. So you want to copy it. So let's just do this. Obviously, if you're a Windows user, you can just directly just copy it into your desired directory. Into if you're using WAMP, then into C WAMP 64 rather, and then go into www. But in my case, this is the way I've got to do it. So let's just go, oh, we want the -r, cp -r, and then we want to go srv/http. Type in the password, and then now it should be there. Let me just see. Okay, so now if we head over to localhost, we should now see this beautiful form that's basking in the glory. You can obviously try and fill it in, and obviously you can use LastPass to then obviously fill out your password fields. That's if you're using LastPass or equivalent password manager. Neat. There is a few things that I forgot, which is of course required. So each of the form fields, we want to add a required. So to speed things up, you know what I'm going to do. Let's just speed things up by holding Control key and then clicking after each form elements. This works if you're on Sublime Text. If you are using PHP Storm like me, this will not work because the shortcut key for you guys is Control middle click, I believe, but I've obviously, if you're going to Control OS, the key map. So if you go to the key map, you can go into add. There we go. Add or remove carrots, and I've set that to be Control left click. That can obviously be changed. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go in and to required. Anything else? I would think not. Forgot. Let's move it over. So now that it's moved over, obviously we can't sign up and log in without filling out these forms, the bits of form elements. Neat. So I would think that now the tutorial has concluded, and I think that is basically it. So I think that should be it. Well, thanks again for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and comment down below if you need any help. I'll be happy to give you a hand. I will be making the third video at some point, but maybe tomorrow, day after. It's just when I'm free, really. Which will be doing the CSS side to this, making it look very, very beautiful. And then after that, we're going to delve into the actual PHP side to this, which is the main reason for this. And obviously JavaScript too. And I'll show you the two different methods of doing this, of how it can be done. But for now, yes, I thank you, and I shall speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.